difference between being in love and being a sucker for love.
This episode of Help Him in a Secret Relationship is actually insane. It's Emma and Barry season 1, episode 3 or 4, depending on your streaming platform. But for this episode, we are in LA, and Emma reached out to the show on behalf of herself because she believes that her partner Barry is hiding her because they've been together for 6 months, but she has not met his mom and she's never been to his house. Barry believes that they are on a dating show, but he doesn't know specifically what the dating show is about. So we actually find out that they've been together for 6 months, but they had been friends for about 4 years. Now, I personally just need to know how that transition happened because it sounds like something straight out of a rom-com. Emma claims that he's different from other guys that she has been with before because he's warm, he's genuine, he's funny. She says that she doesn't want to date anyone else, just him, but he lives with his mom and his sister and he won't let her meet them. Red flag that y'all are this old and you haven't met his family, but you claim the relationship is very serious. She says that when they were just friends, she never met his family, and that didn't bother her too much because they were just friends, but now that they are in love, she says it's a completely different story. She says that she wants to marry him, so their relationship is very serious, but things can't progress until she's no longer being hidden. I feel like it's insane to say that you want to marry someone who won't let you come over to his house and he won't let you meet his family.
I said what I said!
But okay, I guess it makes sense why you're writing to the show. So Rahne and Travis pull up on Emma to get down to business. She says that her and Barry
met at this really lame party in Baldwin Hills.
And that's how they became friends. But he is not her type at all, so she was never romantically interested in him until she continually had horrible experiences with online dating. Then she took a step back and she realized that all the traits that she wanted in a man were the traits that Barry apparently had. But to me, it just sounds like she settled. She got tired of the dating process. She got tired of online dating. She got tired of being played. So she settled for her friend who's been here all along. I don't think she really liked him, especially because she said that she was never romantically interested in him.
He's not like really my type.
He's not her type, so she's not physically attracted to him. She's just settling because she thinks that he's the best that she can get. She says that she is sure that they're very in love because Barry expresses his love for her, allegedly, more than she expresses her love for him. So that's why she feels confident in the relationship. I just feel like you should never be confident in a relationship that 6 months in, you have not met his family, you've never been to his house, and y'all are talking about marriage, but he's not willing to take simple next steps. And she says that that's the exact reason she needs help, because she's being hidden from his family. And when she asks him about it, he says that it's just because his sister always has people coming and going. So she can't come over.
Everybody's so creative.
That makes no sense. Literally, that makes no sense. Because if the other people who live in your house are having people come over, then it should be no problem for your very serious girlfriend of 6 months to come over. But like when Emma and Barry come on the screen, I'm like, y'all look kind of old. So like, how old is this man that he's still living with his mom? So then Travis is like, asked that same thing.
How old's Barry?
39.
And then we find out that this man is 39.
Oh, no.
Remember when I said that she settled? This to me confirms that she settled, because there's no way I'm going to look at a man who is 39 years old, living at home with his mom, won't even let me come over to his house and be like, that is who I want to be in a relationship with.
Be fucking for real.
No, thank you. So Travis says that it is a big red flag that he's a 40-year-old man who still lives at home with mommy. And I agree. Of course, though, I just want to be clear, there are circumstances that excuse you living at home at that age, like if your mom is sick, if there's something going on, she needs your extra support, if you're the one who's carrying the financial burden of the house, so technically she lives with you, it's not like you live with her, you know what I'm saying? But in general, it's a big eyebrow raiser to be that old and still be living at home. But whenever she asks him those questions, like, why are you so very grown and still living at home?
He won't answer my questions.
And he flips it back on her and makes it seem like she's the one at fault.
He turns it around like I'm pressuring him
to integrate herself into his life, which is like, that's very suspicious. How are you planning a life with a man who won't answer basic questions about his life and who pushes back every time you try to move forward in your relationship? Why are you in this relationship? Every person who writes into this show, that's the only thing I'm always thinking. Like, why are you in this relationship, this friendship, this marriage? Like, what are you doing? Get a grip, girl.
Good God, get a grip, girl.
So she says that she thinks she's being hidden because Barry might secretly be a hoarder, which if you are already thinking that, why are you in a relationship with this man? A 39-year-old man who's potentially a hoarder and lives with his mom.
You need to leave.
I feel like I'm just struggling to understand why this would be a viable partner option. So that's one possibility. Or she thinks that he's cheating on her and he has a complete second life, which both are bad. It's like, why are you with this man? Just be single. But then she recommends that Rahne and Travis talk to their mutual friends, Michelle and Dave. So Emma heads off, and Rahne and Travis reach out to their besties, asking them to link to meet up and talk. And while they're waiting to hear back from the friends, they stalk Barry's Instagram profile, which doesn't look like Instagram, but we know it's Instagram. They go and they scroll, and they find out that he has his own podcast, which to me is never a good sign when a man says that he has a podcast. But I won't get into that right now, but for me, that's just a big red flag. But then they keep scrolling and they find a selfie of Barry with a woman named Eve at a baseball game. And someone commented, "Is that your girlfriend or just a
girlfriend?"
And he didn't answer. And this is very suspicious because he refuses to post Emma and their relationship on social media. And the post is only from a month ago. Meanwhile, he's been dating Emma for the past 6 months. So it's like, what is going on here? What is up here, Mr. Barry? It just makes me think of Rachel Berry from Glee.
I think it would make an important statement to the rest of the team if you told them right at the beginning that I'm the star.
So Michelle then answers and asks them to meet up with her at a park. So they head over to do just that. So they meet up with Michelle. She's very excited to see Travis. She's clearly a fan, and like, girl, me too. Because if y'all didn't know, Mr. Travis Mills, Mr. T Mills, he makes music. Michelle says that Barry and Emma dating makes sense. They fit so well together. And she has also known Barry for about 5 years, but she's never been to his house.
As a friend, like, I didn't really think about it, but how's she not been there? That's weird.
She thinks that Barry could be hiding Emma because he's extremely broke. Excuse me, girl? She then drops the hot tea, as Mr. Neeb would say, that Barry wined and dined Emma at the beginning of their relationship, but now they exclusively eat fast food.
Lord have mercy.
So this man is 40, lives at home with his mom, won't let you go to his house, won't post you on social media. You think he could be a hoarder, you think he could be cheating on you, and your dates consistently include fast food only.
Be fucking for real.
That's about 7 red flags, 7 reasons as to why you should not be in this relationship. But what do I know? But despite all that mess, Michelle still says that she thinks Barry is the right man for Emma.
Girl.
Who needs enemies when you have friends like Michelle? Because why would you want me to be with a man like that? As my friend, what kind of friend are you if you're going to support your girl or me being in a relationship with a man who isn't completely honest about anything? And who only feeds me fast food. You don't even love me enough to get me some healthy stuff from the grocery store. So Rahne and Travis then head out, and they have a quick little debrief in the car, and they just respill all the tea that we've just discussed, but in a very animated, very hilarious type of way.
Let's talk about it. He could very well be homeless and literally living out of his car.
Like, it gives very much 2 people gossiping about something juicy that they just found out, even though they were both there together. I just feel like it would be so much fun to be a co-host on this show, and I want to do it. Let me do it. MTV, let me do it. So then while they're driving to, I don't know where they're driving to, but they get a call from Dave, and he says that he's willing to talk to them.
Yeah, I guess so. Depends what the questions are.
But it all depends on what the questions are, which, side eye. He says that he's known Barry for about 20 years, but he's only known Emma for about a year or 2. But he says that Barry doesn't talk to him at all about his relationship, which is very odd to me. Dave then half spills some tea, and he says that there is something that Emma might not know.
I'm not sure if I can talk to you about that. It's pretty personal.
But he doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't want to share it because it's quite personal. But it's like, you already brought it up, like you already loose lips sink ships, and this ship is on the way down, so like spill the tea. Dave then says that Barry could be hiding Emma because
You'll be losing money.
Losing
You're
money.
still losing money.
Did you say still?
Barry is still losing money.
That's suspicious.
It's like, losing money from what? And then he says that Barry has a very intensive gambling problem, but Dave does not know if Barry is still actively gambling or not, and in the past, he knows that he's lost tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh my God.
I know something you don't.
So now onto the list of red flags, gambling problem. Girl, if you don't leave this relationship by the end of this episode, you get what you deserve. That's all I could say for you, Miss Emma. They hop off the call, and Rahne says that they need to talk to Barry, and Travis says,
We need to see his house.
They are so messy, and I'm here for all of it. I love the mess, and you love the mess, and that's why we're besties. So Rahne then shoots Barry a message asking if they can meet up with him tomorrow, and he agrees. So the next day, our hosts are actually on their way to meet Barry at his mom's house. So Barry calls them when they're already on the way and confirms that they can come over. And it's like, okay, well, why would you tell us we could come over and give us the address if you didn't know if we were going to be able to come over? And then we find out that Barry has to ask his mom for permission for everything. So he had to make sure it was okay with his mom.
Well, I talked to my mom. I have to ask her about everything.
To me, this makes sense. It's her house. Like, of course, you're going to have to ask her. But it's a very weird situation to be in because you're literally old enough to be a parent yourself. I can't imagine being this age and going to my mom and being like, Mom, can this TV crew come over, please? Pretty please, Mom. Embarrassing. So the weather then dramatically switches up from nice and sunny to dreary and somewhat eerie. And I feel like that's a sign as to how all of this is about to go down. So they pull up to Barry's house and immediately their nosy asses go to peeking in Barry's messy car, which is genuinely taking me out, especially the fact that they both took off their sunglasses so they could get a better look of the mess inside the car. Like, it's crazy to me. And then also in my mind, I'm just imagining the cameraman like putting the camera in the car to get these shots, and it's so funny to me that everyone on this show is messy. So they walk around to the back and they see Barry keeping bees in his backyard, and he tells them not to move.
It's good right there.
Right here.
Right here's
there.
good. Oh my God, they're around me.
Now don't swipe at them.
And then a turtle comes out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, there's a turtle right there.
Hi.
This is very weird. I'm already not getting good vibes from this person. So they head inside to Barry's room. So then Rahne cuts the bullshit and she gets right down to business. She asks why Emma has never been over to his house. And he says that how he lives at home is a very different world than his world with Emma, and he doesn't think that Emma would be into or like how he lives. He says that he's uncomfortable with Emma meeting his mom because he has a different relationship with her than most people do with their moms.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
I think we're up to 9 red flags now. If I'm not mistaken, we're up to 9 red flags. And I just feel like this is a deal breaker. This should be a deal breaker for any woman out there. It is a huge, huge, big fat red flag when a man is a mama's boy. Because that would be an absolute nightmare to be in a relationship with, let alone marry and have kids with. And I'm speaking from personal experience here. Their mom will always come first. They will either struggle or refuse to set boundaries with her when it comes to his relationship with her and your relationship with her. You will always be in the wrong and she could do no wrong. And because they are used to being babied by their mom, most of the time they lack the emotional intelligence required for a happy, healthy, stable, long-term, mature, romantic relationship. They expect their partner to become an extension of their mother. They are not looking for an equal partnership. They're looking for another woman to dote on them and tend to their every waking need. Never be with a mama's boy. Run. They're in love with their moms. Let them be with their moms. So Barry then confirms everything that I just said by sharing that his mom does everything for him.
She cooks every meal for me. She also does my laundry.
She runs his errands.
Disgusting.
Emma, leave this man. Leave this man. Travis then asks if they can see the rest of the house, and Barry leaves to go and ask his mom if that's okay. Travis and Rahne give a what the fuck look to the camera crew. Like, this can't be real. What are we doing here? What did I sign up for when I agreed to be a host of this show? Barry's mom then comes out and they ask,
what do you know about Barry and Emma?
And the mama says, Emma who?
Emma? Emma
She doesn't
who?
know.
Excuse the fuck out of me? Barry then quietly murmurs to them that she doesn't know anything about Emma.
Okay.
No.
So you have been in a relationship for 6 months. You and this girl talk about marriage. Y'all talk about kids. Y'all talk about a future together. And yet you haven't even told your mom about her.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's a no from me. It's a big fat no from me, dog. But also, side note, why does Emma look like she could just be a younger version of his mom? It's very weird to me. This whole situation is very weird to me. Barry then asks,
Do you want to make lunch for us? Would that be okay?
Sure.
no thank you. At this point, you are treating your son like he is your traditional husband, and I don't like that. When Barry's mom leaves to go cook for them, Barry says that he's not ready to tell his mom and put his two worlds together yet. And then he says that if he is dating someone, his mom will just jump on the relationship and then it becomes
Suddenly, it's too close for comfort.
This feels very, how do you say, emotionally incestuous? Like, why are you treating your mom like the other woman? She is your mom. Then the mom brings him all wraps to eat and Barry hops up to hug her. And it's just weird. It's a very long hug. He's like rubbing her back. I feel like this would not be weird if they had a normal, healthy relationship and it wasn't like emotionally incestuous. And like Barry wanted his mom and his mom wanted him back. Like, it wouldn't be weird if all that mess was not going on. But it's just, I would have tried to get out of there as soon as I could. So the mom then sits down. She didn't make anything for herself to eat. Weird. She says that if it weren't for Barry, that none of them would even be there. Which, obviously, girl, because your kid is a crusty liar. So, like, yeah, you're right. But then she says that when she had him, she died.
And saw Jesus. I had the feeling like he's very special.
Oh, this girl is delusional.
This is too much weird. This is too much weird. At this point, both of them just need to have their emotionally incestuous relationship to themselves, keep it over there. So Travis then asks casually,
If Barry were to come home tomorrow and say, Mom, I'm getting married.
Hold on a minute.
like, pump the brakes, and I have to say, this is nightmare fuel. Barry said that him getting married would just uproot a lot of things, which is not worth it. Sir, if that's how you feel, why are you in a relationship with a woman who explicitly told you that's what she wants? And why would you tell her that that is also what you want when that's not true? Barry then proceeds to say some more creepy things.
I was very stuck to mom when I was little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fitting. So Travis and Rahne then head outside with Barry, and Travis is just honest about what the show really is and why Emma actually reached out, and Barry is immediately stressed. He says that he has nothing to hide. So then Travis is like, okay, well then why aren't you being honest if you have nothing to hide? Mr. Barry. He then beats around the bush and keeps saying some other BS trying to justify his actions, which cannot be justified. Barry then says that
I don't think I feel kind of safe and comfortable bringing her here.
Which is like, again, this goes back to the emotionally incestuous thing I was mentioning before. He feels like his mom is the other woman, which is very weird. So Rahne then asks about the baseball game picture and Eve, and he says that Eve is a romance writer who he met online, and she's just his mentor because he wants to write a romance novel next. This is sus. I don't believe this for 1 second. If she's just your mentor, why are you posting her on the gram? Why are you posting her on the feed when you wouldn't even post Emma on the feed? I don't like that. He says that he has not told Emma about Eve, and he never considered telling Emma about Eve. This is another red flag, because he says it's a very new friendship.
There ain't nothing there.
Again, I don't buy this. I think that if there was truly nothing there, then he would have already told her.
Why the fuck you lying?
Plus, you post her on the gram, but you didn't post Emma. So clearly, that's something. He said that he thought that he could just let Emma know all these things on his own time, but it's been 6 months. Your time has run out, sir. He says that he didn't think that he would be pushed into it. He doesn't want to lose Emma, and that's where he ends it. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe he'll be honest at the meetup. Maybe he won't. Like, he's just saying a lot of nothing. So Travis and Rahne then get to debriefing loudly outside the house. I wish they would just take a couple steps to the car and just debrief in there so the people whose house they're at maybe couldn't hear them. But Travis says that he can't figure out what the strangest part is, and child, neither can I. And then they say,
There's no baby mama, but there is a mama.
There is indeed a mama.
This is crazy. This is a mess. Oh my god. So they meet up with Emma and they attempt to fill her in on what they found out, and they start with the gambling issue, and she says that she never knew that he gambled at all, which is very odd because you've been friends with him for like 5 years, and now that you're in a relationship, he's still not being honest with you, so that's weird. But Barry's a weird guy, so what do you expect? So they confirm that he does in fact live with his mom, and they say that they are very close. And Emma's like, okay, well, like, how close are we talking? Like, why are you saying that like it's a weird thing? And then Rahne clarifies that they're basically damn near attached at the hip, and he doesn't breathe unless his mama tells him it's okay to do so. She doesn't say that exactly, but basically that's what she says. And Emma looks disgusted, and girl, same.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
But then, after looking disgusted, she wipes the disgusted look off her face, and she says that,
I don't like that, but I mean, I can work past it.
no, girl, that is not something you work past. If he is 40, he doesn't do basic chores, he doesn't take care of himself, then he is just going to continue to be a burden for whichever woman enters his life, and you should not need to work past that. Just leave him. I understand that there's piss and doggy doo-doo in the dating pool, I get it, but anything is better than being with that man, I promise you. So then they talk about Eve, and we find out that Barry actually canceled his plans with Emma that day to go to the game, and he told Emma that it was his sister. So Travis says,
the girl in the photo is not his sister.
Like, he lied to you. And Emma says,
Yeah, it is.
girl,
Denial is a river in Egypt.
shut up. Shut up. If you knew that that was his sister, and he was being honest to you about everything, then you wouldn't be on the show. You don't get to be in denial when they're telling you the truth about what's going on. So Travis then tells Emma who Eve really is, and she seems confused and upset, which understandably so. At this point, she just needs to leave this man. As I've said, leave that man. There's no viable reason they should stay together. One thing about me, I'm always going to be quick to leave a man. I'm always going to be quick to leave a woman. I'm always going to be quick to leave a non-binary person. If anybody is not treating me well in my relationship, I am leaving you. And I'm advising everyone to do the same. Like, yes, there are certain things you work through, but if someone is lying to you, they're being dishonest, they're hiding you, why are you with this person who clearly doesn't value you? Just stay single and be a baddie, please, I beg you. But Emma agrees to an honest sit down the next day, and that's exactly what happens. So Travis and Rahne head to Emma's apartment, they get comfortable and wait for Barry to pull up. Emma says that best case scenario, they talk it out and come to a resolution, but worst case scenario, they break up. I just feel like she's got these things confused. It should be the other way around. Worst case scenario is y'all talk it out, come to a resolution, and stay in the relationship. And best case scenario, y'all break up. That's just my opinion. Barry arrives, Rahne goes to get Barry, they head upstairs, and they get right down to business. Emma's like, I'm tired of you hiding me, I'm tired of you keeping secrets, be honest. So they start with the gambling thing. And Barry says that
Long time ago, I did have a gambling problem.
but not anymore. And this is not to stigmatize addictions, but just because I have family members who deal with addiction, who battle addiction. Once you are an addict to something, it's never like, oh, I'm cured, I'm not an addict anymore. You're always an addict. You're just in recovery. But he says that
I still owe a little bit, 15, 20 grand.
From his gambling days. And me, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, you have this big ass debt and you weren't going to tell me about it, and you're going to talk about us getting married, so then that would also be my debt. And Emma just acts like it's no big deal.
I'm not too mad.
She's like, okay, well, whatever, that's not that much. For a man who lives at home with his mom and doesn't wash his own drawers, that's a lot of money to owe. So Barry then says that he loves Emma and he wants to protect her feelings, but he isn't ready
To bring my girlfriend and my mom in the same place together.
Ugh. That's so disgusting. That makes me sick. You make me sick. Oh, acting like your mom is your girlfriend. It's just your mom.
Lord have mercy.
He says that his mom has previously met his girlfriends, fallen in love with them, and then when the relationship ends, his mom's heart is broken.
Clap if you care.
There are so many things wrong with this, I don't even know where to begin. It is not your job to protect your mom's feelings like this. She's a grown-ass lady. If she gets heartbroken when you end a relationship, more heartbroken than you, and you're more worried about her than the person you were in a relationship with, you should just be single. Like Barry, you should just be single and be in love with your mom. Just do that. Emma says that he needs to talk to his mom and be honest about their relationship, but then Barry says, okay, well, there's just one more thing I need to tell you.
Oh, Lord.
Just when you think it couldn't get any worse. This man then says that he has been cheating on Emma with Eve. And she immediately starts crying. So Travis and Rahne are like, what the fuck? Because we gave you the opportunity to be honest with us and you were not honest with us. You lied to us. So they're also finding this information out for the first time. So Travis is then like, okay, well, did you ever want to be a romance writer or did you just want a date? Like, clock that tea, sis. So then Barry says that she was supposed to be a mentor.
So where did it get fucked up?
But then he tries to say that the pressure of his relationship with Emma pushed him to cheat.
You crazy? That shit is so disrespectful.
Okay. I feel like let's jump Barry. So Travis and Rahne then immediately get on his ass.
That's by your own doing.
And they're like, you cheated because of the situation you created.
You're blaming her for you cheating.
You did all this that created all this unnecessary pressure for your relationship. And now you're trying to blame Emma for your actions and the mess you created. That's what we're not going to do.
And you can call it cheating if you want to.
I mean, it is.
So then Barry says that
You won't believe me because I'm a cheater, but I would never cheat.
You.
Barry.
Hold on.
Let me ask the audience.
the mental gymnastics you had to do to even form this sentence, because what are you talking about? Yes, I'm a cheater, and you'll never believe me, but I would never cheat. You've been cheating on her for a month. At least a month. At this point, it's clear that his mom feeds all his delusions, and that's why he has this confidence, even though he looks like that. He's 40 years old, and he still lives with his mom. Doesn't even wash his own dishes. Doesn't even do his own laundry. Doesn't even run his own errands. Boy moms who raise their sons like this,
Trust you will be dealt with. Period.
you are doing a disservice to the rest of the world. Please raise a responsible son, or don't procreate. Barry then makes it worse and just pours salt and vinegar and acid in that wound, and he says,
That's what I regret, is the fact that we even started dating.
Emma then finds her voice and she calls him disgusting, tells him to fuck off, calls him a loser.
You're a loser.
Which, period. Finally, you see the light. She then storms out of her own apartment and Rahne follows her. She's sobbing in the hall and then she says that
I don't think he's boyfriend material. Listen, you said a girl.
he absolutely is not boyfriend material. This man is not even friend material. He's not even acquaintance material. So Barry then keeps trying again to put the blame back on Emma and says that Emma blows things up, and Travis is like, oh, so you think she's overreacting? And then he defends her and says,
I feel like for what has been said here today, she's taking all of this extremely well.
me personally, if I was on the show, which I would never be on the show unless I was a host, MTV, please, my email is in the description. But I would react way worse. I would react way worse than she's reacting. All she did was call you a disgusting loser and tell you to fuck off. I would have called you some things that would have made you cry on the spot. Be real. This is light work, what Miss Emma is doing in her reaction. So Rahne and Emma then head back inside, and Emma says that he cheated, but he doesn't classify it as cheating, and he doesn't even remotely seem apologetic about it, and he's blaming her. So she dumps his ass and then kicks him out.
Out. Bye. Goodbye.
And he runs off with his little mouse face and doesn't say anything.
Look, you don't even say anything now, loser.
So Travis then turns to Emma, checks in, and wants to make sure that she'll be okay before they just kind of leave her. She says that she'll be sad, but eventually she'll be okay. And Travis says,
I think the bottom line is Barry needs to grow up.
understatement of the year. This man is doomed. So Rahne and Travis then wish her nothing but the best. They hug her and they head out. And as they're leaving, Travis says that he would have felt horrible if he tried to talk Emma into giving Barry another chance. And I just feel like, Catfish hosts, maybe take a couple notes here, okay? Do not encourage people who are in messed up relationships to get back together. Encourage them to be single. Thank you, Travis, for that. Thank you, Rahne, for that. Love you both. So then in our follow-up, we find out that, thank the Lord, thank God, thank baby Jesus, Emma and Barry did not get back together, but Barry did actually go and continue his relationship with Eve and introduced Eve to his mom. The fact that Barry could get one woman to be in a relationship with him is crazy. The fact that he could get another woman to cheat on him while he's in a relationship with the first woman is ludicrous. I want to thank Stephanie so much for recommending this episode. This was crazy. I really couldn't believe what I was watching, but key message from this episode, stay away from mama's boys. They are dangerous for you, your self-esteem, your financial well-being, and your overall life. Just stay away from them. Barry is trash, and I hope Emma finds better. Dating is hard. But dating is never that hard to where you settle for someone who treats you like absolute dog shit. Don't do that. But I thank you so very much for watching. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you're aware of every single time that I upload. And it is Black History Month. Okay, so if there's one thing that you could do is make sure to show your favorite Black content creators some extra love, promote their channels, and maybe repeat watch some of their videos. Just give them a little extra boost because we deserve it. As per usual, if you have any other episodes, other shows that you would like me to cover, make sure to drop it down in the comments, or you can send me a DM here on Instagram. I love talking with you guys over there, so definitely go over and do that. Make sure to let me know your thoughts, your feelings, and your opinions down in the comments below, because this episode is crazy. Barry is crazy. Every episode of this show is just more and more insane, and I love it, but also I'm just like, wow, people are really struggling. The need for external love and validation is so bad that y'all will put up with anything. And I pray for you. I hope I hope y'all don't keep doing that mess to yourself. But once again, thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so deeply, and I will see you in the next video.